Hi everyone, welcome to Wheel Escapes, where accessible travel deserves the truth. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Caroline, and we're hitting the road to bring you real, honest reviews and tips about our accessible adventures. Lift area. 4 lifts. And we've noticed the 4 lifts on every floor, and they're quite spacious this time. Say hello. Hi. So now we're going to take you to the room and show you how and where the keycard lock is.
In our experience, we've noticed that the wheelchair accessible cabins are normally situated opposite the lifts. We believe that this is due to the fact that the corridors are so narrow, so that when your cabin stewards are cleaning the room, their trolleys normally block the corridor so you can't get past. Yeah. Wheelchair user trying to reach that.
I know, that's where all your notifications and the Horizon magazine is left. Green flash and you open the door. I have to say the door isn't overly heavy. I managed to open that when we first arrived. This is our room.
One of the things you have to do though, if there are any lights or any electric, you have to put your key guard in here.
And then the lights come on.
Yeah. So that might be height-wise for a wheelchair user.
Well, again, for a wheelchair accessible cabin, nothing really is at a wheelchair accessible height. The Gone Exploring sign that you can see here is to notify your room attendant that you are no longer in your room, so they can then enter and clean it for you. The other side of the sticker says something along the lines of "Do not disturb." It is magnetic, so it will stick to your cabin door easily and be easily removed. Including, if you look, the bathroom door. I mean, you are 5'2" and a fag butt, as you say, and look where it is on you.
Yeah.
Now stand next to it and you'll see, yeah, that should be down by your waist to be accessible for a wheelchair user. Same with the light switch and the heating controller.
This is the light switch for the bathroom.
I can just about reach that because my arms I can't reach past my chest level. So the door, I think at one point that must have been automatic because that is very stiff to open. This is our bathroom. This shower curtain, after our room has been attended to, is always closed, which is a bit of an annoyance because then when I need to come over to this area to use the toilet to transfer, the curtain's in the way. So I have to get Jeff to move it all the time. Thankfully, they have left the shower at the height that we have left it at. They haven't pushed it up, although when we first arrived it was a lot higher. You get fresh clothes. No, you don't. You get fresh towels. When you're needing fresh towels, you leave your old ones on the floor. That's how they recognise they've been used and will give you fresh ones. If you leave them on the rack because you haven't used them, they normally stay there. Now, something I do have to point out, which Jeff will demonstrate for us, as he is my demonstrator, the toilet roll holder. Look at that. So for people with dexterity issues like myself, that is fairly difficult to use. But what I noticed on my second day was that roll sat down there. So I now use that roll. And then again, the toilet flusher is behind the toilet lid. So to flush the toilet, you have to put the lid down, and then to use the toilet, you have to lift the bloody lid up. And that is really annoying for me. Then you've got an alarm button. So that is in a very precarious position in the respect, if you're somebody who moves about quite a lot, you know, sorting yourself out, for a better phrase, while you're on the toilet, that could easily be knocked. And the reset button is somewhere else. Well, I think it's behind the towels, actually. Is there a reset button behind the towels?
I don't think so.
I thought there was. No? Oh. I don't know. Maybe it's behind those towels. There was a reset button somewhere. I don't know. I did see it, I'm sure. Unless I'm thinking of the public toilets around the ship. Yes, so as you can see, the sink. But you have got room to put your knees in underneath. Hello. Soap. Soap is provided. 2 bins. But, hey, look, my pet hate a pedal bin, and they've supplied one that's not, so yay for me. There is a clothesline. Would you like to demonstrate the clothesline, Jeff? Show where that there on the wall. Yeah, pull it out, and then there's a clip. So, you can't really see that on the video now, I suppose, but good for small swimsuits, your towels when they're drying, etc, etc. There's normally one of...
And for playing a tune.
There's one of these available pretty much in every cabin. And then what I failed to show you was a red cord. We have tucked that behind the toilet handle, not them. That was hanging free. So I don't know if that is seen there, but you can see a red cord. This accessible room can become a family room because if you can see in the ceiling, you've got beds that are unlocked and they come down and sort of turn into bunk beds.
Don't worry, you don't have to jump out of your wheelchair and fly up to the ceiling to pull them down. That's the job for your cabin steward. At the end of the day, he's responsible to unlock and lower the bunk beds, set it all up for you for the evening. During the day, he puts them back up again when he cleans the room, so they're out of your way so you don't run into them or bang your head on them.
We know this because we've done this last year when our daughter was with us. You've got a rail, which is height adjustable in the respect that at the moment it's on its highest point, and then halfway down, and you point out the... Can you just slide them over a little bit for me? That's it, there we go, and then just point. So you can lift the rail out and put it lower down if you so desire. Thank you. Then this one is another single one. All our clothes we've already unpacked. Life jackets up the top. As we mentioned, I think previously in another video, you could ask your room steward to put them at a lower place for you, should you need them to. But loads and loads and loads of shelving. Then you've got a double cupboard wardrobe. Again, the same height adjustable rails. You get a couple of spare pillows up the top. Plenty of space down the bottom. But like I say, if there's 4 of you in here, it could be a bit of a squeeze, wardrobe-wise. Now, the disappointing part, probably because this is an older ship, because we found out that, much to our disappointment, that this ship is the sister ship to the Ventura. So you've got a plug socket there that the kettle is plugged into. You've got tea and coffee facilities. And these are the only 2 sockets you get in the room. I am very disappointed because we are actually struggling with just the 2 sockets, because that's my chair charger plugged in that one, and then everything else has to go in the other one. Just a heads up, guys, a lot of cruise ships don't allow extension cords in the cabins due to fire hazards. Best advice is to read up on the FAQs page of the cruise line that you're thinking of sailing with and see what they say. And then you've got your vanity area. Again, all my clutter. I have ample space and I take up loads of space with my makeup and perfumes and earrings and God knows whatever else. So there is plenty of space there. Then you have a fridge. Not a mini bar, but you've got a fridge. And is this a cupboard this side? Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, that's where you get a hairdryer in your room. I believe you can ask for an iron. I'm not sure. You've got 4 over here with a shelf. And there's a chair in the way because we've had to move the furniture around. But there's the same on the other side of the bed. Light switches are all at the headboard end of the bed, obviously, as well as other places in the room. The curtains are pretty easy to pull on, pull close. I personally would struggle opening them probably. They're lined, they're blackout, and very heavy. Now, onto the balcony door. This works different to the one we had previously when we done our Fjords cruise, because that was supposed to be automatic. This is a manual door and pretty harder to use, would you say?
Not really. I mean, the other one was harder because it was supposed to be all automatic and you had to fight against the motor to open it. This is manual, so it's not as hard. But for someone in a wheelchair, it might be hard to physically.
Well, I wouldn't be able to open it
because you got a step down there that lowers.
I don't know. Do you want to take and? Well, we'll see it when it opens. So, well, before you do, there's a lock up the top, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lock up here.
So you can lock the door closed. So if you have neighbours that are help themselves type of thing, kids like whatever, although the doors are normally locked on the balcony partition.
So you just open it and pull, and you can see the bottom step there drops down. So you've now got a ramp to get in and out.
Quite a lot of room out here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, enough for my chair, and we've got 2 chairs with footstools. So
yeah, we got footstools this time.
Yeah, so for someone that likes to use the seats.
2 reclining chairs, 2 footstools, a table. This is a view.
Yay. We're on our way to... Yeah, where are we on our way to? Ventura tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. But again, we're not overlooked from anyone above, but we do actually overlook other people down there. So, again, a good spot on the ship for a balcony actually, because you're not overlooked.
No, but on this particular cruise, I would suggest we're on port side.
Yeah.
And during the day, especially like sea day, as you can see, we don't really get the sun. Starboard side seems to get it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we found yesterday as well. But preference, personal choice as to which you prefer. It depends really how often you're going to use your balcony. We don't use it excessively, but we like today now, it's a sea day and we sat out here. You saw some dolphins earlier.
Yeah.
I missed them.
Yeah, they were just down there. Again, just sort of swimming alongside and jumping and, yeah. Quite cool.
So there is a possibility to see dolphins on this cruise.
So to close it, obviously you can't close it because there are steps in the way now. So to close it, you have to push the handle down, and that lifts up. Like that, it lifts it up, and then you just drag it all the way to the end. Then you have to lift it, push it in, and then close it, and then it's locked. So it is a bit of a
Fiddly.
It's fiddly, and for someone in a wheelchair I can imagine that would be quite difficult to do, especially if you can't get up to this close, if you're in...
TV, which personally is useless because you don't get no channels on it. You just have your safety message when you first board, because you've got to do your muster station, register at your muster station, and then there's this going off with a message when you first get on. So kind of pointless really. Also, just as a little note, when you lock your cabin door, you don't have to unlock it when you're leaving. You can just use the handle and it automatically unlocks the door, doesn't it? Do you want to show? For people again like with dexterity like myself, it would be easier just to lock it once, and then when you want to leave.
So that's locked, and then
Bye then.